where you're joining in from. Let me know where you're joining in from. Let me know in the comments, Satori, Melissa. Let me know where you're joining in from. iPhone. Destiny, I see that you popped in as well. Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, not too far. I'm in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. When I say Metro Atlanta, you know it's not Atlanta. It's like east of Atlanta in a town called Conyers. Anyone familiar with that area outside of Atlanta? Metro Atlanta. Okay, Destiny. Hey, Destiny. Thank you so much for coming on. Okay, Melissa, you're from Townsend, Maryland. DMV, okay? Yeah. How close are you to DC, Melissa? Okay. So yeah, introduce yourselves. About an hour. Okay, okay. I'm asking that like I know, like I've been to DC a couple of times. My partner, he's from the DC, Maryland area. So yeah, he's from the DMV. So I'm a little bit familiar, but not too familiar. Megan, hey Megan, thank you so much for coming on. Hey neighbor, hey neighbor, hey neighbor. So let us know what you all do. I would love to know, like, are you a service provider? Are you a coach? Are you a little bit of both? Let us know. Business attorney, yes, yes, and Tori, you do, I think you do you do like trademarks, protecting businesses that is so needed, and we don't talk about that enough. We do not talk about that enough. Okay, okay. So yeah, let us know what you do. I would love to know. Um, Also, what do you hope to get out of this? Because I want us to I want to really answer some questions that you have about creating a profitable business and having a business that creates predictable cash flow. Okay, Melissa, you're a college administrator. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. That is so good. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Because we can get started. Okay. Flooring contractor, yes, yes, yes. Definitely a service that we all need, that we all need. Definitely like renovating our homes. It's definitely what we need. A coach, okay, okay. With the service component. I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. So we're all in the right room. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so hello, my name is Iyanna. I know a lot of times when people see that, they think it's like an L, it's I. So, Iyanna, I founded Lovely Financials Group 8 years ago to strive to help not only women entrepreneurs mainly, but I also serve all entrepreneurs in helping them first heal their relationship with money so that they can create companies that is able to help them produce or be top in increasing their personal wealth. Because I believe that with the business having excess profit, excess cash flow, you can use that as a driver to create personal wealth. So helping you first understand how to heal that relationship with money, to get it from avoidance to neutral, to then increasing your profit and cash flow can help you create that wealth for you. So that's what I do. Okay, so today we will be learning quite a few things. First, we will understand what you must pay yourself from your business so that you can know how to thrive, not only survive, and that you are able to have more take-home pay in your business. How many of us know that we need to increase our take-home pay from our businesses? I know that it's something that we all struggle with at one point in time. I want to be able to say, so my thing is, I like for businesses to pay themselves well, right? And paying yourself well is being able to live off of half of your take home pay. Most of the time, we are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck from our businesses, Stripe payout to payout, so that we're like transferring invoices that come in, putting it right to our account, borrowing money here and there. How many of us have been dealing with that? So the second thing I want to teach is how to create a revenue goal that is specific to you. So yes, yes. So in business, right, we create revenue goals that have nothing to do with us a lot of times. So what I want to help you do is create a revenue goal that actually is unique to you so that it doesn't feel random and that you can actually accomplish it. And the third thing I want to do is help you increase your profit. So with profit margins at least 50% before paying yourself, it leads to healthy cash flow so that you can be able to build wealth, pay off that debt, and dictate what you pay in taxes. Because who knows, the more that you own in profit and income, the more you pay in taxes. But if you have a tax plan, you're going to be able to reduce your tax liability legally. So if you stay to the end, I will show you exactly how you can work with me and my team, and I will gift you a profit guideline. Now, the profit guideline will help you understand exactly where you are in your business currently so that you can see the holes and gaps in your revenue and your investments and your profit so that you can get close to 50% profit margin before paying yourself. So if you stay to the end, we'll give you that right in the chat. Okay, so this is something that has been on my heart. Like, my story is pretty interesting, right? Because I don't have the typical accountant degree to corporate to entrepreneurship pipeline. So in college, my dream was to be a CFO at a hospital. So my degree was in healthcare management, and oddly enough, I took an accounting class and I got I was so fascinated. I fell in love with accounting. And I fell in love so much because I was able to understand a business's story based on looking at their reports. So with that, I wanted to change my major, but I was at the end of my college career. So I was so enthusiastic about accounting that every weekend or almost every weekend, I would volunteer to help other students understand how to do their how in the accounting class to help them pass the tests and be able to understand their numbers as well. So my professor suggested that I change my major, and I was like, you know what? Let me come back. I wanted to come back to school for my MBA with a concentration in accounting to get my CPA license, all the jam, right? But your girl got pregnant at the end of her college career. And I was 22, finishing up college. I was working at a hospital as a medical scribe, and the lead medical scribe, like hiring different college students, being able to like document medical terminology into a form so that the doctors can like just focus on the clients and the reports or records were taken care of by us. So I wrapped up college in the summer of 2013, and I was expecting, right? So I started to say, okay, what can I do to better prepare for my daughter? So I got a couple more jobs. I was working 3 jobs. I felt like every trimester I was adding on a job. So I had 2 jobs the second trimester, 3 jobs at the end. I was working 13 days in a row. It was hectic. And what came of that was a couple weeks before walking through graduation. I did walk in December of 2013. You see me here. Back then, I didn't know the concept of like purchasing photos because I do have that watermark. So now I understand like the legality of businesses. So I do want to reach back out to that photographer and get like the actual pictures. But this was 2 weeks before I pushed my baby girl out. And this is my lovely mother. Without her, I don't know where I would be. So January 2nd, 2024, I gave birth to my daughter and things took a turn. So still, still in the groove of motherhood, instead of going back to 3 jobs, I was like, okay, how can I make a living for my daughter? At the time, my family was doing something called being a host parent. And what that means is as a host parent, you are an advocate and a kind of like an advocate and a foster parent to adult with special needs. So in up until from 2014 until 2015, I began my journey as a host parent, and I felt like literally a mom of 3 overnight because I had to take them to their appointments. I had to make sure that their social calendar was filled. I had to basically, they were family, right? So essentially, I had to take care of the home, take care of my daughter, take care of those adults. And at the time, I was so stressed out. I was like, okay, what can I do for myself? Right. So early 2015, I began the journey of being a blogger. I say blogger because I was not active at all, but I was able to, this was one of my blog posts. I did like a budgeting system. I was a nerd even then. And I talked about my journey in motherhood and being able to go through daycare years and raising my daughter. And what I saw was something fascinating as well. Women in online business like crushing their goals, but they were making changes for their family, but they were extremely afraid to talk about money and to talk about taxes. Then a light bulb went off. I was like, wait, I know bookkeeping. I know accounting. This is something that I love. And it was an opportunity for me to fill in that gap. So I know I talked about me wanting to go back to school for the MBA and the kind of all these things happen, but I was like, okay, if it's not something that I'm doing right now, what can I do in the interim that can satisfy the immediate need of serving people that I know need this service, while also being able to have the flexibility to be at home with my daughter? And that's when I invested in a bookkeeping business program to help me conceptualize what I learned in accounting and then be able to create a bookkeeping business. So I invested on myself, I bet on myself, and I was able to make that shift. So January 2016, I started my business, I served bloggers, and the first gap that I filled was helping them get up to date with their bookkeeping. They went from being stressed out during tax season to just giving their CPA or their tax professional their bookkeeping, and they're like, oh wait, this is good. Let me just kind of click these buttons in and here's your tax return, right? So making their tax season a breeze was something that I did to fill in that first gap. But the second gap that I encountered was, okay, I got my bookkeeping. What do these numbers mean, right? How many of us look at our numbers and say, okay, what does this even mean? What does this even mean? So that's where I filled in that second gap. I would host meetings with clients every month, help them understand their financials, and then I would say, okay, and then they were able to actually understand what was going on. Now, here comes the third gap, right? The third gap was, what do I do with this knowledge of my numbers? So that's when I was able to help them based off of me niching down to bloggers as well as like online business owners. I was able to see and witness what performed the best. Like what can you do to improve your financial picture? So then I started hosting advisement meetings, right? And then it grew into CFO level services where I not only help them understand their numbers, but I'm helping them create a business that is able to sustain not only their lifestyle, right, but to grow with a team and them being able to pay their teams, not only themselves. And what happened next was interesting because in 2016 through 2018, I moved into our first apartment. So this is where I did all my work right here in this corner. Worked every single day. I had a 3-year-old daughter, and she has the memory of an elephant because still to this day, she is 10. She tells me, you worked so much. We didn't really get to spend so much time together. I'm like, baby, I know. I'm making up for it right now. And so during that time, from 2016, 2018, I was witnessing business owners create six-figure businesses, multi-six-figure businesses, that next year creating seven-figure businesses. And I was ignoring my own finances, y'all. Like I was completely just enveloped in my clients' numbers that I did not pay attention to my own. And that's when I hit financial rock bottom in 2018. So in 2018, I had all things happen, single mother out here, ignoring your numbers is a huge issue. So I hit financial rock bottom, and that's when I had car issues, I had problems paying my rent, and I'm like, why am I experiencing this? Because I was so embarrassed because I work with money every single day. So why is my money acting up and everyone that I see that I serve is doing so much better than me? It was because I didn't have the same habits for myself that I have for others. And that's when I promised myself, okay, Iyanna, if you look at your numbers as diligently as you do your clients, imagine what will happen for you. And that's exactly what I did. In 2019, I was able to finally create a six-figure business where I had six figures in revenue. That next year, I doubled my revenue. I was able to pay myself six figures. And because of that, right, I was able to then shift through those financial storms and prevail. And let's just say God was looking out. Obviously, God was looking out. And in 2019, right before COVID, I had a dream, right? I had a dream. God gave me a dream and he showed me where I'm at now, the home that I'm in right now. He gave me a vision of that home. And my lease was ending in 2019. And then in 2020, I moved in with family. I was saving up. And for my birthday, I signed my 30th birthday. I got into contract for my new home. And then on my 31st birthday, I was able to purchase my dream car. Oh, I'll story about that later. About the car. Most importantly, I was able to be a better steward of my money. And then when life changed, right, I had first a financial rock bottom, and then I hit spiritual rock bottom, right? I'll save that for another day. I was able to be able to save for times such as that. And this is why it's so important for me to be able to share with you that no matter where you are in your life, you can always change around your financial story, right? Things can always change. And that's why I want to be able to show you how I help my clients and myself create more profit in business so that you can pay yourself more with my harmonious wealth framework. Any of this resonate with you? I definitely want to make sure that like this is resonating with you all so that I'm in the right place. Because being a single mother at the time was extremely hard. And being able to come through that was amazing. And also it's my dream to help women in business or entrepreneurs hit at least on 1 million in net worth by the time that they're done with their business or from beyond, right? So I want to show you how I do this with my harmonious wealth framework. So we have a 4-piece framework. And first is creating legacy goals, then assessing your trends, highlighting your gaps, and creating a profit plan. So first is creating your legacy goals. How many of us know that we don't want to work in our businesses forever? I know I don't. And making sure that you're able to identify where you want to be when you retire, what age do you want to retire, is going to help you stop underpaying yourself because now you have a vision on where your business should be. So I believe that after you serve God, right? After you serve God's children and you help humanity, your business should be serving you. And without that, you will be extremely overwhelmed in business. And also, you're not going to be able to create and hit your immediate lifestyle goals. So, examples of creating immediate lifestyle and legacy goals. What would your life look like if you lived off only 50% of your take-home pay? What would you do with the other 50%? I know what I would do. I would be able to save. I would be able to get aggressive with my debt, pay off them student loans finally, right? I would be able to go on vacation more. I would be able to get my lashes done, all nails done, all the things guilt-free, right? Because I'm living off of 50% of my take-home pay versus like 80 to 90%, right? Yeah, you would be able to invest. It's heavy on the invest, right? You'll be able to have, once you are able to know what you need to pay yourself, right? And you're living off of half of that, now you have a baseline for your revenue goal based on your take-home pay. Like, what would your revenue goal be to be able for you to pay yourself enough to live off of half of your take-home pay? And then if you have a lifestyle goal of buying a home, right? In the next couple of years, I know the interest rate, let's not talk about that. But if you want to buy a home in the next few years, you're going to have to produce tax returns that show taxable income to support that. But if you're out here creating random revenue goals and then you're not having a strategy for profit, you're deducting everything to just pay nothing in taxes, that's going to hurt you and not help you be able to create those revenue, accomplish those immediate lifestyle goals. And how many of us know that we're going to retire soon, right? And another piece of legacy goal is being able to see like what you want your nest egg to look like when you retire. Okay, so this is when we're going to start. Yes, soon. Yeah, okay. This is going to start where I get a little bit of the training, right? So take out your pens, take out your paper, screenshot some things. And if you're on the email list, I'm gonna pick up my mic. You got access to the spreadsheet that helps you understand exactly what your take-home pay must be. We're gonna do this right now together. So open your spreadsheet and we're gonna do this together right now. I'm not gonna ask you to share your screen. I'm gonna put it on the screen in a sec. So to calculate your ideal take-home pay, you need to add up all your bills, all your debt, groceries, things that you need to live off of, right? Add a 15% buffer. So that 50% buffer with your expenses, right? Double that. And that is your ideal take-home pay. Now, 50% seems like a long shot, but let's see, like if it's 60%, okay, what does that look like? And I'll demonstrate that in a second. So the remaining 50%, like we were saying, can be used for wants like saving, investing, getting aggressive with paying off debt, heavy on investing, heavy on being able to enjoy your money, right? Because once you know, lead, and automate your money, you're going to be able to attract, enjoy, and magnetize it. And then it'll produce your ideal revenue goal. Okay, this is a screenshot, but before we get into this, I'm gonna demonstrate exactly how to understand what your take-home pay must be. Okay, so do we see this? So first, this is your dream lifestyle spreadsheet, aka your personal spending spreadsheet. So what I could do is just demonstrate how to do this. So it will be really great if you did this too, or at least you can write down some notes. So say rent or mortgage is about 1,500, right? HOA 150, I'm just going to put some numbers here. Water, let's say that's about 60, right? Electricity, let's say that's about 120. Home insurance, usually if you're in mortgage, is going to be along with your escrow, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to skip that for this purpose. Let's say 70 is your security. Health insurance. How many of us have health insurance as a business owner? This is something that we skimp on, but right, something that we skimp on. So I'm gonna get into like a little spiel real quick. So when you're in business, you should also still do the same things that you would in a full-time position. You should have health insurance, you should have disability insurance. Protecting yourself and your business is going to be super essential. Destiny, what type of insurance are you looking for? Is it health or like more so business insurance? As you answer that, for health insurance, did you know that your business, like your health insurance premiums, can be a deduction in your business? So when you transition your tax structure from a single member LLC sole proprietorship to an S Corp, now your healthcare premiums are a deduction. And to add to that, you can get HSA. That is also a deduction for your business. And so essentially, your health insurance, all of your health insurance, your like out-of-pocket costs can be a deduction for your business if you structure it correctly and also have someone to help support you, right? So that's my spiel. I'm gonna end that. Let's just kind of add some things. Yes, you can have your HSA prior. So say, for example, if you become an S Corp and you have your retirement, you can then transition your retirement to the S Corp, right? And you can open it through your company. Same deal with your HSA. Either way, it's like you're contributing to your HSA, whether it's in your personal or your business. So either way, it's fine. Just the same deal with like, I have health insurance in the marketplace. So it's in my personal name. However, the premiums, because I'm an employee of the business, my premiums are a deduction on my W-2. So it'll just be on your W-2 whenever you file taxes. But so for this example, let's just say groceries, $1,000.
I was about to say 100,000 because groceries are super expensive. But let's say for this purpose, the groceries are 700, right? Say car note, let's say that's like 450. Okay, car insurance 300. Okay, where we are now? Where are we now? Okay, so when you do this, right, and you have access to this, do this today. I'm not going to go through all of this for the purpose of this webinar, but this is the total expenses. I mean, I would dream to have my expenses this low. Let me just add something just to kind of make it more realistic. Let's say I don't have a baby this young to do, I don't do tuition or daycare, but let's just say for the purpose of this, even this is pretty low. For the buffer of 15%, because life happens, you're going to add it. And then this is your total fixed expenses, right? Now it creates, okay, to live off of half of your take-home pay, your take-home pay must be 12,300. But we can change it. This is what you can change. Everything that's in this like salmon color, you can change. Let's say it's 60, okay? Then that's still, yep, yep, because now, right, what's left over is money to save, right? So say I want to get my lashes done, personal spending, 300, right? Let's say I want to do dining out. Thank you, Melissa. And you have access to this. Please use it. Please reach out and let me know that you've used it. I care. So you do like not 300 dining out, let's say 200, right? Say, let's just say vacation now. You want to save for a vacation. Yes, I'm so happy, Notori. I'm so happy. Okay. Now, right, I updated my wants. Okay. Now I have what's left over. 3,100 is left over so that I can then save. Non-negotiable, let's just say 1,000, right? Let's say I have a Roth IRA and I want to make sure I'm putting the max in there. I believe it's 7,000 because I sometimes I get confused with HSA. Not confused with the concept, but confused a little bit, not really, with how much you can contribute in a year. So let's just say I want to do, let's just say 250 just for now. So we still got money left, right? I want to pay off debt. Let me do this 3,000. Let me get this out the way. This credit card debt needs to go. So, okay, that's still too much. Let's do 1,500. Let's just say 1,500. Okay. Now we have a well-rounded idea or plan for your financials, right? You have your ideal take-home pay. Now, we're not guessing what your revenue goal should be. To be able to pay yourself that 10,200 from your business monthly, your business needs to have, this is, I have a twofold, right? A good is like if you don't have a lot of like team members, you don't have a lot of expenses that's recurring, this will be like your first guess, right? Even better would be having a business that produces 34,000 in revenue. Now it's like super specific to you. Even then you're not done because we don't know your expenses just yet, but hey, I'm gonna help you with that. Okay, so now we're done. Now we should all know, one, what our take-home pay must be, and two, what your revenue goal should be. We should have answered that now. Okay, so this is just like a snapshot, or like another example for it as well. Next, when it comes to creating, let me actually go back to presenting mode. Hold on. Full screen. Okay, perfect. Creating your nest egg. Now, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you how to calculate that and like what your nest egg should be. But let's say a good ballpark is 1 to 2 million you want to have in your nest egg, your retirement, your investment accounts by the time that you retire so that you can live off of the interest earned each and every year. So my big, lofty lifetime goal is to help 100 women or more create at least 1 million in net worth, mostly because of their businesses. So imagine if your business is able to produce the profit and cash flow so that you can max out your retirement to then invest in your future self. So creating this is going to be like an exercise that you might want to do, and it might even spark a conversation for you to actually finally talk to a financial advisor or financial planner, because now you have like an idea of where you want to go. Okay, so when you don't create lifestyle and legacy goals, you risk underpaying yourself. Who's been there? I've been there. You risk borrowing money from all places. So remember, we're doing Stripe payout, the Stripe payout, you're doing transfer here, you're paying a personal bill there. That's what happens when you don't have like your immediate lifestyle goals or your legacy goals. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you. And then also, you'll start resenting your business. You will start getting salty because everyone's getting paid on time. Even the software companies are getting paid on time, and you're not. Okay, so framework number 2, assess your trends. This is non-negotiable. CEOs not only make profitable decisions based on their money stories, but they make million-dollar decisions based on their money stories. And when we avoid our numbers like the plague, our money avoids us. And that's why we see no money in our bank account, because we're just out here just assuming things. I've been there too, right? And we need to look at our numbers every single, at least month, if not weekly, if not monthly. Okay, so reviewing your reporting, right? Assessing your trends looks like looking at your income statement, AKA the profit loss statement, to its entirety. And if you have any questions, if you have a bookkeeper or accountant, ask those questions so that you're able to like get them answered and be supported. It also looks like reviewing your balance sheet, and your balance sheet shows us what you own in assets, what you owe in liability, and what's left over in equity. Equity is where you get paid, honey. You get paid in equity because there's like that owner's draw. When you have net income, it increases your equity and you can pay yourself from the equity. And then you would do a deep dive of your statement of cash flows. And you need to understand how cash flows in your business. So a lot of times we underestimate that if it's not on the P&L, you can spend that money. And then what's in, when I mean P&L, I mean the profit and loss. So we assume that our profit should be the same as cash on hand. And that is not true. That is definitely not true. And then not only are you looking at this past month, but you're comparing it month over month, reviewing your trends. Like, how does your business perform on a typical yearly basis every Q4, every February of every year? What's the climate, right? What are your clients doing? Like, what is your audience doing? How are they behaving? And then even when things turn, right? Because COVID changed everyone, right? If you're able to then have the foresight to maintain and keep profit, you're going to be able to pivot where necessary based on assessing your trends. And again, I'm going to show another demonstration. Who's ready for a demonstration of these financial reports? I know I'm ready. I geek out for it. Okay. All righty. So can we see this? Is this too big? I zoomed in just to make sure, because I know I'm not wearing my glasses, so I want to make sure I can see it, but I want to make sure you all can see. Okay, perfect. So this is an example of an income statement, AKA the profit and loss statement, AKA the P&L. I'm going to take a little drink of water because all that makes me thirsty. Okay. So what I said before, it's all of your revenue, right? So all of your revenue. So how we like to do with our clients, I don't want to just see one line item for sales. That tells me nothing if I have different offerings. There's not to say that I need to have 1,000 different offerings, but say if I have like maybe 2 core offers, maybe a digital product, I need to see each different category of revenue that I have in business so that I can know how each is performing. So it's going to be important to know, okay, for this business, group coaching is the top percentage of revenue, right? Let's continue to do that, right? And then maybe one-on-one is how they initially get their first clients, and then they probably upsell them to the group or vice versa. We don't know from this picture, but it looks like there's still a good percentage of one-on-one coaching in this example. And then let's say, okay, membership community. It's little, but it's growing. It's growing for sure. And what you can do is assess like, okay, if this is a trend year over year, I know what I can focus on. And if I wanted this, if I wanted my membership to then replace my one-on-one coaching, I would have to just shift what I do in marketing, right? But we'll get to that when we get to profit planning. This is even similar to like if you were a service provider, you can rename this your different service offerings and you can see exactly what each service is bringing you. So say for instance, if you're a contractor or if you work with businesses or you work with corporate businesses, right? Small businesses versus corporate, you can see, okay, I'm making 75% with larger companies or corporations, or if I'm working with smaller businesses, I'm making X% of total revenue. And then you get to make a decision without your emotions on what you should do to move forward. And this right here is going to be important when it comes to a service provider. We don't talk about this, but it is essential because you need to know how much is it costing you to make revenue. So say, for instance, for me as an accounting, bookkeeping, CFO firm, my direct costs will be all of my accountants. It would be my software subscriptions that would directly relate to my client delivery, as well as really my accountants and my software and any transaction fees, things like that. And that helps me understand the gross profit. So direct costs or cost of goods sold, that is what it costs you to create that revenue. So say if you're a flooring contractor, if you have like anyone that's helping you on projects specific to that project, right? It's going to cost you money to make that revenue. Or if you're an attorney, like your junior attorneys or your paralegals, that to me, because for the purpose of visualizing to understand your story, that's going to tell you how much it's costing you to make that revenue. And if your gross profit margin is not margining, that means a couple of things. It means that you might not be pricing the way that you need to. It might be you not pricing or the way that you're paying people. It might be overpaying. A lot of us undercharge, overpay team. And if we can get into a groove of actually pricing correctly, we won't have those problems with gross profit margin. Finally, with the income statement, we have operating expenses. So it's like, say this doesn't relate to, besides junior coaches, like your direct costs. This is just a team. And then you're seeing how much team in total costs, and then all of your other operating activities. So what I like to do is flip it, right? Usually you will see the salary in here, but for the sake of looking at profit margin before paying yourself, I want to see where you are before paying yourself. So for this company, they had 68% profit margin before paying themselves. And then after they pay themselves, they have the salary, 401k benefits, employer taxes, all those things. And this is not right. Let me take that out real quick. But everything else is correct. So we have the net profit of just under 40%. Okay. Any questions here? This was a lot. But I want to make sure that it's understandable for you. So just to recap, revenue, sales, operating expenses, and investments, right? And to understand your profit before paying yourself, you can separate it, and then you see what you have left to pay yourself. Okay. So next up is the balance sheet, and it shows you what you own in assets, what you owe in liability, and what's left over in equity. So for this example company, they have total assets for their accounts as well as your Stripe, which is basically like an account that's going to just transfer to your bank in a couple of days, so it's still added as cash. So total of 85,008, and then that next year it went up. As this should have been a different date. But then we have their computer equipment as another part of their assets. So assets is things that you own. So with your savings account, your checking account, your Stripe accounts, your big ticket like computers, your equipment, things like that. are considered your assets. And then it's like your open accounts receivable. So if you have an invoicing system, that money is billed and it's owed to you. So you should be accounting for that as an asset. But it'll be really important so that you track it and then you're getting it paid. Next up is your loan, which is this is the Stripe loan. This is the only current liability. So liabilities, obviously, credit card, Stripe loan, and never do Stripe loans, never do payment processor loans because they try to get you. They understand your activity and they try to get you, and I don't want that for you. And then finally is equity. So equity is what's left over. So assets minus liability equals equity. And equity, right? You can pay yourself the owner's draw, right? And then you can invest in the company. This is the net income. And then out of equity is where you pay taxes. Taxes are not a business expense unless you have the specific tax structure, which is a C Corp. So if you're a sole proprietor or if you're an S Corp, your taxes are paid on your personal return and it's a personal expense. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I hope this is digestible. Okay. Finally, we have cash flow. So this is just an example. How do you generate the reports? Great question. So the reports are generated in your bookkeeping system. I love that you asked this question because an accounting system is going to produce these reports for you. So an accounting system like QuickBooks Online, which is, okay, I feel like QuickBooks Online is great and it's made for someone like me who works in bookkeeping every single day. But I really like Xero, that's Xero. Arian, would you mind popping in our link? You could just put, you should be able to put lovelyfinancials.com/Xero if you want to get Xero subscription. And another one is Wave Apps, and that's I feel like it's not free anymore, but it's pretty low cost. And once you get all of your raw transactions into an accounting platform, you're then going to be able to produce those types of reports. Now, it won't be a spreadsheet immediately. It'll be within the software, but then you can export it as like a spreadsheet or you can export it as a PDF. And then another report is a statement of cash flows. For this purpose, I'm just going to show you like how cash flows in your business versus the official cash flow statement. So the beginning cash balance is just obviously what your bank balance is telling you at the beginning of a period. For this purpose, it'll be for the year. And then what's coming in, right, is all the sales, all the revenue from your service or your digital product or your physical product. And then what also is considered as cash coming in is if you got like a loan and you're getting a lump sum of money coming into your bank account. Or if you're contributing from your personal account and you're putting money into your business to invest and say you just want to go all out on ads one quarter for your launch, but you're putting it from your business account to your personal, that also counts as cash coming in. And then total cash is everything that comes in, right? And then cash that goes out is all the cash that goes out. It includes tax estimates for actually for your tax estimates, I like to use this spreadsheet or this cash balance and I exclude any tax savings accounts. You can still have a tax saving account in your business, but you can push the money aside and you don't even want to calculate that's total cash on hand with your tax savings account. And then whatever you pay yourself on owner's pay, and then all of your team. So like your team payments, cash taken out, your operating costs, tax, that's your cash coming out. And then you paying off your debt is cash going out. So all the cash coming in minus all the cash going out is an equation of net cash change, and it produces your ending cash balance. Okay. So let me go back and present full screen. Yes. Okay, so we just went through all of the trends, right? When you don't assess your trends or if you ignore them, you are going to make false assumptions of where you are in your business, and you could potentially make decisions that hurt you. You keep the energy, you perpetuate the energy of avoiding your numbers because it's painful to navigate, right? It's even more painful to ignore than to just look, just say, okay, let me just look, let me see how I can make it better. It's sobering when you just kind of look at your numbers and kind of see, okay, this is what I actually have been spending or what I've been bringing in. And then another thing, when you don't assess your trends, you're going to keep experiencing both tax and cash flow surprises, and that will further increase your anxiety with money. So we just went through the framework, part of the framework. The first two is legacy goals, assessing your trends. Now we're going to highlight your gaps. When you don't highlight your gaps in your business, you're not going to understand what it's going to take from where you are now and where you want to be. Okay. And highlighting your immediate gaps is going to help you understand, okay, based on where I am for the past 6 months on average, what is my profit margin before paying myself? If it's under 50%, now I know why I'm not able to pay myself what I need. And if you're not looking at your cash flow, right? If you're not looking at your numbers monthly, if not weekly, if not daily, you're not going to be able to know how. So say you want to pay off a debt, right? It's $3,000. You have $5,000 in your account, but you pay it off, and the next thing you know, you don't have money for your operating expenses. And you're in that same place all over again. You're going to use the credit card all over again, and then you're going to be in that vicious cycle again and again. So highlighting immediate sales, highlighting the gaps, not only highlights the gaps in your cash or your profit, but it gives you an opportunity to be ahead of the game and say, okay, if I can make X amount in sales, right, then I'll be able to increase the profit to pay myself, pay off this debt, and sustain my business. And when highlighting gaps looks like mapping out your cash flow for the month, if not week, and using a profit guidelines sheet. So I'm going to actually demonstrate what this looks like. And again, if you stay to the end, we're going to give you this profit guideline so that you can just say, okay, synopsis, here's where my business is right now. Let me just see. Okay. Let me open that. Okay. So this is the profit guideline sheet here, right? I know I said I don't want to see just one line, but this is just for the average. This is just to give you an average. This is shorthand. This is really simple. And it tells a story, right? On average, for the past 6 months, this business is making an average of $26,900. On average, they're spending for the total team $4,677. That's 17% of revenue, right? The first guideline is, and you can write this down, is spending no more than 30% of your revenue on your team. When you're spending more than 30% of your revenue on your team, you're risking not being able to pay for your other operating expenses, and you're risking not being able to pay yourself what you need, right? So say, let me just kind of demonstrate what this would look like. Or let's kind of put, okay, still pretty low. But let me demonstrate here. Okay. Okay, so this is 37%. And then now this is at 37 where it should have been at 50%. And then now you don't have that cash on hand or profit to support you paying yourself. So now you have to decrease what you pay yourself, and that's not going to help your business. So when you have a profit guideline, you're able to see what you should be spending. Let me just undo, because this is going to be the copy that y'all will get. And I'm going to add some conditional formatting so like it'll just pop up orange, pop up red if it's too much of a percentage. But anyway, you also have guidelines of what you should be spending in your recurring expenses. So if your team shouldn't be no more than 30%, then depending on where you are with your team, right, your other expenses shouldn't be more than that 30% or 20%, depending on what you're spending on your team, because the rest of this right here is what you can use to pay yourself a full salary, not a half salary, but a full salary. Okay. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Because I do want to give this to you if you stay for the rest of this live. Okay. Let me go back and present. Okay, so without highlighting the gaps in your business, you're going to risk continuously depleting your profit and your cash on hand in business based on making decisions blindly. You will feel overwhelmed shifting from your business and having the pressure on yourself. So say, for example, what I mean by this is you created a life based on where your business is right now. And the moment your business fluctuates, it's going to immediately impact your lifestyle. And then now you have the pressure of always keeping up with maintaining that high take-home pay because you're not looking at your trends and you're not highlighting your gaps and you're not planning for profit. And you also be unable to pay yourself your payroll, and then you're going to be getting into more debt potentially. So with all this, the final piece of the framework is profit planning. And that is creating a plan to execute your profit goals in the next 12 months. Not just a month, not just a quarter, but profit, which is the bottom line, what you keep, should be planned for the next 12 months. What I like to do with our clients is for the next 3 years. Okay, so what you need for a profit plan, you need to be able to have your revenue goal based on what your take-home pay. We figured that out. And then we need to have pricing for a result rather than hourly. Pricing for a result is going to help you in part to create the profit that you need. And then also placing your either expenses and investments into a projected profit, like for the whole year, so that you can see what it looks like. And then when we create your profit for the year, you need to then see what you should be owing in taxes so that there's no surprises, like getting a tax estimate and then saying, okay, based on this, if you don't want to pay this in taxes, there are plans or strategies that you can implement to legally reduce your tax liability. Okay, so this looks like what I was saying before is getting your revenue goal right, reverse engineering and saying, okay, how many leads do you need? How many sales conversations based on your conversion rate? How many leads do you need to build up for a launch? And then also pricing in a way that is profitable. And then what I said previously for getting a tax estimate in place. And let me actually share like a sneaky peeky of how we do this for clients. So we have our sales forecast for our clients. And what we do is like based on your goal, we map it out between your different income streams. We price it so that we know the units that you need to sell. And then understanding your conversion rates helps you understand what you must create in leads and prospects to hit those goals, not randomly. And then when you're able to say, okay, this is what I need to make, we're able to map out what your launches look like throughout the year so that you're not putting things on top of each other and you're thinking that you could launch back to back when maybe visually it needs to be once a quarter or every 4 months, right? And then to close it out, you're then able to say, okay, based on my sales, based on how I'm selling this year, now I know what I should be estimating for taxes, what I need to pay myself, and then paying my team and paying my expenses. So then now I have what I should be making in net income, which is right here. Then at the end of the year, I know, okay, if my net income is 303,000, for this purpose, I could change it, but we'll give you a tax estimate and then we can say, okay, based on this, you can max out your retirement fund. That'll reduce your tax liability by X amount. You can transition to an S Corp. That'll save you self-employment taxes. We can hire your children and that can also save you on taxes. And I'll share a little bit more in a little bit. Okay. Are we still here? Are we still following? Okay. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So to wrap up, right, the harmonious wealth framework ties in to what we were learning today, creating those legacy goals for your business, right? After you serve humanity, after you serve God's children, your business must support you. You assess your trends, make profitable and million dollar decisions based on your money stories. That's a non-negotiable because having financial systems is going to be able to allow you to assess your trends. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We hear. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Highlighting the gaps so that you're able to understand where you are now and where you need to be. You get a pulse of where your business is. We're not guessing out here. And finally, creating a plan for profit. How do you want to profit, or what should your profit be in the next 12 months with you executing your revenue goals? Okay. So I taught a lot. Okay. I'm so happy y'all are here. Okay. I'm so happy y'all are here. But who is going to take action after today with what we learned? Who's going to take action? Who's going to take action? I need everyone to be honest. Okay, Notori, I see you. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to take action. We're going to take action. And let us know what would you be baby steps, but yes, yes, no, first of all, no judgment at all. We know baby steps. What's the first step do you think that you'll take? What's the first step you think? Yes, yes, thank you, thank you. This is what I live and breathe. I love doing this. um okay, perfect, perfect, Melissa. Yep, it's that first step, right? If we could at least know what our take-home pay must be and then get our revenue goal, we are well on our way. We are well in our way. So, a big thing is I don't want us to get caught up only in the revenue, because that leads back into, like, in business, we only talk about revenue when we should absolutely be talking about profit and cash flow. So definitely, as you're understanding that first step, don't be afraid to, like, go that next step and really understanding what your numbers are telling you, right? Even if you get on something like Wave Apps, it's like a free, I think it's free. Don't quote me. Might be free, low cost bookkeeping system. Load in your transactions, go from there, and then you're able to then assess. Okay. All right. So I want to share how using this framework has helped our clients, right? First, we have Jillian. She is a business owner that has a project-based business, and we know what project-based business is. It gets a little tricky, right? Because you're out here chasing invoices, paying your team to make payroll on time. You're executing these projects. So she was able to use the Harmonious Wealth framework, and she's able to, like, automate her finances. Automate being she's able to implement profit first, and it automatically transfers because she knows exactly what things should look like. And she has been maintaining 50,000 in cash on hand at all times because she knows exactly what her business must bring in. She's able to understand what she's going to have for expenses and investments, and she's able to keep on top of everything. So one thing, right? I know you showed up because you needed to get first. I feel like you needed to understand what these numbers are telling you, right? And you wanted to create predictable profit and predictable cash flow. Anyone have, like, a goal that they want to share for their businesses? Like, what are you fed up with? Like, what are you tired of? And I know you're fed up. You're finally ready to pay yourself more, to earn more profit so that you can stop living strike payout to strike payout. We got to stop living in this realm. It takes most people years to be able to pay themselves six figures. It took me years for sure. I shared with y'all, I was out here just winging it. Even though I worked with money, it was so embarrassing how I was acting with my own finances. But it really was the habit of doing things and having the discipline to actually show up for yourself and really understand what you need. And you might be in the realm of having a deep-seated fear of money, you're avoiding money, but you really want to be friends. You want to be like this with your money, right? Like not to idolize money, but to really understand so that you can grow it and have it work for you and your family. And also so that you can give back too, right? We make money, we give back, we help our family, we create legacies for our family. But if we have that fear, we'll be stuck in the same place for years, right? Where you are now, you probably have that constant struggle of like depleting your profit, having low cash months, consistent. But what you really want is to be consistently 3 months ahead in cash on hand, and that's possible. You probably believing that making money is pretty easy, right? You can make money, you can make these sales, you can make it happen, but managing, right, is a whole different skill set. And you're thinking that managing your money is hard, right? But you want to go from it being hard to being able to pay yourself 6 figures from your business to thrive, not only survive so that you can save, you can pay, I mean, you could pay off debt and you can invest, right? You might be feeling like you don't deserve the success others have. That's something that I struggled with, right? Like it was so overwhelming to support everyone else, and my money story wasn't looking the same, but that's because I wasn't taking actions to change my financial picture. It was my own fault, right? But I needed that support and I needed that clarity to understand and how to improve it, right? But you want to go to having faith, right? Having faith that what you offer is something that people need and that you deserve to be compensated of it, right? The natural exchange for you providing a service is a monetary exchange. And you should be able to grasp that and be able to feel confident that what you offer is something that people need. You probably at this moment, you might be constantly borrowing money from every single place. You might be borrowing it from your personal to support your business, from your business to support your personal, but you're not having like, okay, this is specifically what I need to transfer to pay myself versus I'm paying a bill that's personal for my business, right? But you want to go into having a system, a financial system where every dollar, every penny has a purpose, place, and function. How many of us want that? Because I know I do. Okay. So for our client, right, Nagina, I've been working with her since 2016, almost like when I first started, which is so crazy to think about. But she had the same dream. She had the same idea too, right? She had a full-time job and she wanted to right. She had a full-time job and she had her business on the side. She didn't dream of like immediately quitting her job. She was just like, you know what? I have my job, it's comfortable. I have my business, I love what I do. And she was kind of stagnant. She was stagnant because she wasn't able to get a full picture of her finances. And she was just guessing what she should do during her launches. And when we started working together, we did a bookkeeping cleanup. Actually, her episode in the Harmonious Wealth, if anyone listens, um, comes out next week, and she's going to talk a little bit more detail about this. But she was producing consistent profit margins at 30% before paying herself, right? You might think, okay, that's not the worst, it's not too bad, but it really hindered her in really being able to accomplish the lifestyle goals that she had for her and her family. So since being able to understand what her numbers are telling her and being able to create specific goals for her launches, analyze her launch goal or her launches, she's been able to consistently create 70% profit margin before paying herself, which has helped her be able to max out her retirement, max out her retirement and for the past couple of years. Now, you know that once you finally have healthy profit margins in your business, you can pay yourself to accomplish what you need for your immediate and your long-term legacy goals. And it's with the harmonious wealth framework that our most successful clients use, right? And I'm so passionate to help entrepreneurs master their money because I want to see you win. I want you to be able to like break those generational curses, right? And create generational wealth. And that starts from within and being able to go from anxiety to at least neutral. So my job is to at least get you from anxiety, from anxious to neutral. When it goes to neutral, you're then able to work more on your money mindset to then produce that healthy money mindset so that you can grow your business. And can I show you, can I have permission to show you what better looks like? I would love for some yeses in the comments if yes, so I can show you what better looks like. Yes, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Alrighty, so introducing, I told y'all if y'all happen to come to the end, I'll show y'all how y'all can work with me. We went through a lot through the training. I hope it was really helpful for you. But with my 12-week profit planning intensive, I will work with you, right? We do the service, you do the work too, and we work together so that we can help you as a coach or service provider grow your profit, manage your cash flow, and pay yourselves well and consistently in the next 90 days. So this is where I get excited. Okay. So inside of the profit planning intensive, I will first, yours truly, will meet with you to craft your immediate lifestyle and legacy goals to reflect on what your business must do for the next year. So what this means is based on your specific vision, like when you want to retire, what does that look like for you? What is a day in life for you? We will also see, okay, what are some immediate lifestyle goals? Like, let's list them out so that I can hold you accountable to reach them. And then we'll also do your personal spending plan. So what we did today, I will do with you in great detail so that you are held accountable to reach those goals, right? So the next thing is you'll get a bookkeeping kickoff. So this is where we will create and or optimize your current business financial systems. And this is where you'll meet with my team and you'll be able to say, okay, I have 3 different revenue streams. I want it to look like this, this, and this. I have my team members and I want to see the team member roles in the financial report so that I can understand what I'm investing in and seeing how it helps me. And then we'll start your bookkeeping cleanup project or catch up. So what I mean by this, if you didn't do any bookkeeping for the year, or you didn't do any bookkeeping from last year, we will do it for you so that you don't feel like you have to start from scratch. I had a client recently, she's a new client, and her previous accountant just started from that month. And I'm like, what does that mean if you don't even know what happened for the previous months? We're going to solve all that for you. We're going to get you in there, start you up, get you all caught up so that you can understand exactly what happened in your business. So the next thing is 2 weeks after the bookkeeping kickoff call is what I like to call the cash flow call. So even while you're waiting for your bookkeeping to be caught up and cleaned up and buttoned up, I still can support you. We can still support you on knowing what your immediate gaps are in your cash flow. And then each and every week, we'll be updating you on your cash on hand every single week so that we can help you build momentum for both your business and personal finances. We're going to help you, we're going to outline or highlight the immediate gaps and say, okay, based on this, we need to increase your sales by X amount so that you can be able to pay yourself and support yourself and maintain the team. If you have debt that you want to pay off, we'll tell you exactly how it impacts your cash 12 months in advance, 52 weeks in advance. I want to help you understand for the next 6 months at least what your cash, like having a specific goal for your cash flow for the next 6 months so that we know every single thing that happens in your business, how it impacts you for the next 6 months. And again, we'll update you every single week after that call on your personalized Slack channel so that you can understand how your business is going. Next is the money education session. I call it that because this is when we help you assess what's going on, right? We help educate you what's going on in your business so that you're able to make not only profitable, but the inevitable $1 million decisions in your business. So what this looks like, my team, one of my accountants will review the bookkeeping catch-up cleanup project that you do together. And if you don't have a bookkeeping like cleanup project to do, we're going to optimize like what your accounts look like and categories so that it helps you make decisions best. So we'll still have that meeting just to kind of go into a deep dive. And then we'll highlight what's been working for you in your business, kind of like a journal entry, and what hasn't been working best for you in your business. And we'll answer the most pressing questions that you have. And then we'll give you a tax estimate for where you are now, even before we start creating a strategy for the future. Next up is the revenue projection session. This is where it gets fun. This is like, okay, how can I make my goal, reverse it, and see exactly how to accomplish it? So not only will we be mapping out your revenue goal for this year, we're going to map it out for the next 2 years. So in total, you have a bird's eye view of the next 3 years. So again, the next 3 years based on your trends. So we're not just guessing, right? Right? Okay, so I'm gonna say this question because I have a FAQ. For the next 3 years, have your trends and your desires, uncover what your marketing and sales goals need to be to hit your revenue goals. We're gonna visualize your launches for the year on that launch calendar that I showed you so that you know what your marketing effort should be throughout a calendar year so that you're not stacking things on, you're not overwhelming yourself, and also so that you can actually hit those goals. Finally, we have our projection session, and this is where we then take your revenue, right? Take your expenses and your investments, and we're able to create a profit for each and every year and a tax estimate so that we know how much we need to plan for. So the difference between tax prep is preparation. We're going to put things in a document, file it off with the IRS. You can't do anything after that happens, right? But if you have a tax plan in the year, you're going to be able to plan to legally reduce your tax liability before tax even happens. Okay, so again, we have our legacy call, a bookkeeping kickoff, cash flow call, then you'll be getting cash flow updates weekly. You have your money education session where we go do a deep dive in your trends in your business. We'll have a revenue projection session and we'll close it out by having a profit projection session. So this is going to be the features for the next 12 weeks. So it's going to be a daily Slack coaching. So not only will you be getting updates in Slack, you'll also be able to like ask me questions, right? Be able to ask me questions or like say, how can I like really overcome this mindset block that I have? And I'll answer that question for you. Or you can even invite like an operations team member to help you do some of the admin stuff. Like say, for instance, we want to get a receipt for a big ticket item, things like that. Another thing is the weekly cash flow check-ins. That is going to be so important for you because you're going to be able to like really understand where your numbers are so that you know what you must make in sales. And then you're able to understand your weekly goals, your monthly goals. You'll be able to have that 3-year cash flow, that 3-year profit plan, because we're not only going to see the next 12 months, but we're going to see 2 more years. It's 3 years in total, right? But then so that you understand what your plan is. Next, we have a legacy plan creation. Again, I'm not your financial advisor, but it's really important for me to like understand what your personal goals are so that we can create those business goals. So I'm going to figure out how can we unpack what you want your life to look like in the future. And then the financial system optimization. And that again is like getting your bookkeeping started, getting you caught up, cleaned up, buttoned up so that you can have a breeze of a tax season for next year. Not only that, but you can keep up with your bookkeeping. Okay. And then if you sign up to get on a sales call with me, I'll be able to create a cash flow calendar. So no more forgetting your bills for your business, for your personal. It's going to be a calendar. It helps me. I use my own cash flow calendar where I look at my bills for the day or for the month. I'm able to see exactly what to expect. I know when payroll's happening. It's never a surprise. And I'm able to just keep afloat of everything. So If you want to book by May 3rd, you'll be able to get that personalized cash flow calendar. So we're only accepting 5 clients at this time, and all you have to do is book a discovery call, because then I'll be able to talk to you about your specific business needs versus you feeling like you feel like you need to do something today. No, just book a call. If you want to book a call today, that's it. And then when we get on our sales call, I'll be able to just ask you more questions about you and your business and help you. Okay. Alrighty, so the pricing is one time 4,500 or 3 payments of 1,600. So all of that, we have the Slack channel, the weekly updates for the cash flow forecast, a 3-year profit plan, and you being able to create and accomplish your lifestyle and legacy goals for 4,500. So you can go to lovelyfinancials.com/intensive, and that button where it says book a call. Oh, thank you. Yeah, even the discovery, you can even book a call there so that you can get on a call with me just to see if we are a good fit to work with each other. And what happens during the bookkeeping, I mean the sales call. So once you do it, you'll be able to fill out a short intake form so that I can get to know your business a little bit better. And then during our sales call, I will get to understand your personal goals, your challenges, and see if we're the best fit. And then I'll create a unique treatment plan for you, right? All these things are great, but what does that mean when it's not specific to you? So if there's specific things that is just really ailing you or really just like frustrating you, we're going to attend to that first, right? As we go through the next 12 weeks. And then you're in. We're going to do our legacy call. We're going to do our lifestyle calculator. If you have yours, you can share it. We're going to go through it like a fine-tooth comb and get you on a personal financing tracking system along with a business tracking system. Okay, so I'll just share one of our clients to protect her identity. Obviously, I just put myself, but one of our clients with the Harmonious Wealth framework, she was able to pay 30,000 in debt in 3 months. She's a beauty business owner. She, of course, like any other beauty business, was hit with COVID, and she was able to work with us to get back to her pre-pandemic sales, and she was able to maintain profit. But not only that, she was able to pay off 30K in her debt in the past 3 months. Next, we have one of our clients, James Few. He is a video production agency, again, a project-based business with so many moving pieces, and he was able to really understand his numbers so that he can create a multi-6-figure business, but also multi-6-figure in profit so that he can pay himself what he needs from his business using our Harmonious Wealth framework. So we have another client. I'm protecting her identity for this. So in 2021, we did an intensive back in 2021. And based on her trends, I was able to accurately predict her 2023 revenue. And with that, during the year last year, we was able to create, she maintained healthy profit margins. We were able to create a tax plan that saved her 100,000 in taxes. So we were able to help her like hire her children. We were able to have her buy a car. She bought a car for her business. So she instead of paying that to the IRS, she was able to save that for taxes and some other strategies that we used for her throughout that year. So I told y'all that if y'all stay to the end, I will provide you our profit guide. Don't go here just yet. We're going to pop it in the chat. Don't go here just yet. It'll be right in the chat for you. And this will help you have a guideline, a snapshot of exactly where the profits are in your business so that you can know what your profit margin is before paying yourself. Okay, this is my gift to you. This is my gift for you staying on to this long. I so appreciate you. And if we could pop that spreadsheet in, that'll be so great. And we could pin it so that you all can see it. I just want to make sure that y'all all got access to that. And then I'll start answering. Thank you. Okay. Please let me know that y'all are able to get to that spreadsheet. And then I'll move forward. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'll answer any questions. So the first question that I saw, thank you, Notoria, for asking your question. So it was, would it be best to have your offers refined first or come open to change based off of the data and numbers of what revenue goals that we need to meet first? This is a great question. So it's like a mixture, right? If you have offers that you believe in, even if you're open to change, you would still be a great fit. And I feel like based off where you are in business, that you will be able to meet and understand, okay, where you are now. I feel like there's an opportunity to increase your pricing specifically. And then we can map out how that offer should be. Now, of course, you're gonna have to work on delivering that offer, and that is with a team or being able to just craft your offer so that you're able to deliver it, that service. Another question that is typically asked is, do we do tax prep? So with our clients, this first 12 weeks, we're going to be doing your bookkeeping for last year and for that first quarter that you're working with us. And then you can have an opportunity to then meet with us, or not meet with us, but to become a monthly bookkeeping client, and with the whole plan in place. So the profit plan that we've created for you is now going to be accessible in your monthly reporting. So everything that comes in that was what we predicted versus the actual, we can see the variance in that, and then we can have meetings every quarter so that we can know, do we need to pivot? So we don't do tax prep, but we have trusted CPAs that we will send you to, and we will send them those reports so that they can do the data entry and file those taxes for you. And then another question is, will working with you still be a good fit if I already have a coach? So having a coach is great. It's not something that you necessarily need at the moment, but if you have a coach and you think that it might be stepping boundaries, don't think that at all. I'm here to help you understand your finances that will allow you to have the specific strategies in your business to create the goals and execute the goals that you will make with your coach. And then another one is, you might be still in the beginning process of your business. How will this help me? So again, similar to Notori's question, I highly encourage that you have an offer that you believe in and that you're selling consistently, even if things change, right? As long as you have that offer, you believe in it, and you are open to changing it a little bit, but you have something that you've been selling, that's going to be the sweet spot and how we can work with each other best. So say, for instance, if you are just starting your business and you don't have your offers in place, then I would highly suggest, of course, getting your bookkeeping together and working on your offers a bit more, and then being able, so that way we can work with each other to like expand upon your offers. And then how far back do we go in bookkeeping? So we go back a calendar year, and then we do that current quarter. So then you'll have like 15 months of bookkeeping essentially. And then continuing working with us after the 12 weeks will include you having an opportunity to become a bookkeeping only client, which again is meeting with us every quarter. You get your reports every single month, or becoming a CFO client. And CFO clients, you still have that Slack channel active. We talk every single month, and we have a strategy session. And then each year we'll be able to refine the initial goals that we have in your business. And, this is embarrassing. I thought I had a sixth question, but I didn't. But if anyone has any other questions, I will be happy to answer. Okay. Alrighty, so again, the investment is one time $4,500 or 3 installments of $1,600. Okay, so again, you can go to lovelyfinancials.com/intensive, or you can just go ahead, click the discovery call link that Arian just popped up so that we can get on a call. All you got to do is book the call. You don't have to be pressured into anything, just book a call so I can get to know about you and your business more. Okay, so again, we have everything that is featured in here. So we have your daily Slack coaching, weekly check-ins, we have your tax estimates and strategies, we have your 3-year profit plan, your legacy plan, and your financial system optimization. So again, go to lovelyfinancials.com/intensive, book that call, and so I can serve you. Okay. All right, this was fun. Let me stop sharing. I would love to answer any questions. Any questions? Any questions? This was so fun. This was my first webinar. Thank you, Destiny. I'm so happy this was fun. Yes, thank you, Chanel. This was fun. Thank you, Notoria. Oh, this makes me so happy, y'all. Like, ah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, thank you, Melissa. Like, I want to highlight that your journey doesn't have to look like everyone else's to create the life and business that you desire for yourself. And, I hope the training was helpful for y'all. I hope y'all got y'all notes, at least get that lifestyle spreadsheet done. Again, book a call with me if you need some support. I'm happy to help and serve. And if we don't have any other questions, I will let y'all go. But I don't want to leave until we have no more questions, okay? I'm gonna stay on, but y'all free. I'm gonna maybe put a little bit of music on. We'll see. Because I'm happy to stay on and if y'all have any other questions. Where's the music? Of course, I'm trying to. Oh, this is a good, like, yes, yes. I'll send the recording. Oh, that's a good question. So y'all will get the recording of this webinar. Sign up for our email list. If you popped in with the link, we'll be DM us, we'll put us let me actually give y'all a link to actually sign up so that we can get the recording. Thank you so much, Kendra. Okay, thank you, Destiny, for your question. Is that what is a major mistake you see people make in the beginning stages of setting up the systems to support financials? So the major mistake that I see is not having a system at all. So getting on a bookkeeping system from the very beginning is going to be extremely important. And then also stop commingling your finances. I don't know why they got that. So stop commingling, get on a bookkeeping system. That's going to help you avoid the mistakes that you are making so that you can track only your business finances separate from your personal finances. And let me link Zero again. Hope this works. This is like my short link. Let me see if it works. If not, I'll just paste their link. No biggie. I was trying to get my little affiliate link. Okay, that don't work either. So let me just go to Zero. Let me go to Zero. So to me, Zero is a software that I believe works best for business owners because it's not confusing. It's not confusing. Girl, why would it have that whole big old link? I just wanna go to the page, like zero.com/US. Okay, zero.com/US. Notori, let me know if this works for you. Wait, am I? First of all, I typed it in. Thank you. Thank you, Arian. Not me not knowing how to do it. All righty, y'all. I love y'all all. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hop off. If y'all don't have any more questions, I'll hop off. Y'all have a lovely weekend. Bye.